Hello, greetings to all, and I extend my welcome to all you viewers, and thanks to CGTN for offering me the opportunity and by inviting me to comment on this year's number one central document, which is an economic statement of goals that the government of China offers once a year at the beginning of each year, typically in February, after the celebration of the Spring Festival, which is a celebration of the beginning of the new year. The number one central document is a document that the government of China releases once a year to state its focus and its goal for that particular year, typically within the framework of a 5-year plan. The most recent document was released on February 22nd this year that emphasized once again for the 19th consecutive year a focus on agriculture and rural development. And this focus and continued focus on agriculture and rural development has been central to China's multiple objectives. Those include maintaining food security, the diversification of China's economy, ensuring income equality, and importantly, adhering to China's socialist roots in its economic policy. The statement for this year, for 2022, it is a part of the 14th 5-year plan that started in 2021 to 2025. It emphasizes 4 major categories, which I will discuss in turn. So the first priority for this year's statement of goals is to ensure food security for China. It does so by ensuring stable and increasing agricultural output and by setting minimum targets for important production of different staples, including wheat, for example, as well as rice, corn, soybeans, and other staples. Wheat, which is very important, is set to ensure China's leadership at or near the top of wheat producers worldwide. And it also stipulates the amount of support and subsidies that farmers have in order to maintain and increase production at least last year's level or exceed it. The second set of objectives in this year, number one central document, is to promote rural vitalization, which it does so by increasing focus on diversifying the rural economy, by encouraging and supporting investments in a variety of sectors within the rural economy. These include, for example, e-commerce, logistics, tourism, and so on. The process for vitalization of the rural economy serves a dual objective for revitalizing the rural areas after several decades of migration into big cities from rural areas, but also by providing income opportunities, especially for the youth, to encourage them to remain in their villages with increasing opportunities for income gains and for jobs. The third priorities for this year's economic policy is the digitization of agriculture and of the rural economy. As agriculture has become increasingly technology intensive, and as technology has begun to permeate all aspects of our personal, social, and business life, This policy objective aims to accelerate the penetration of technology into the rural and agricultural sector to increase its integration into the economy at large. The final and probably most important focus of this year's policy objective is the alleviation of poverty. China, as we all know, has experienced 3 or 4 decades of rapid improvement in living standards. A key policy objective for this year is to ensure that adequate resources are marshaled and are allocated to retain these historical gains in income and income equality. The combined measures of revitalization, diversification, digitization, and introduction of technology, which discussed just earlier, combined with probably financial subsidies, together serve to ensure that there will be no slippage in income and living standards, and no return to poverty. So, in closing, let me add a personal perspective and comment on this process of annual setting of goals, which is a unique Chinese experience. China's historical track record in setting economic goals and defining the resources that are needed to achieve those goals has been impressive, to say the least. At the center of this practice is the setting of annual priorities within a longer, typically 5-year policy objective. It is a system that, as I said, very unique to China. It helps channel local and national resources to achieve stated objectives. For example, in 2021, the goals for wheat production and other agricultural outputs were set at a level that are equal or higher than the previous year. The experience has been nothing short of being impressive. These goals were not only met, but have been exceeded by at least 5%. It's my view that given that successful track record, the post-COVID goals, which I think is the 2022 and beyond, will be announced, are embedded in this year's statement and probably will likely be equally achievable, if not exceeded.